Hi. Before I start to talk about educational leaders, allow me to share a story that happened some 8 years ago. There is this happy couple who complement each other very well. They are a picture of a happy and perfect relationship, full of hopes and dreams together. They are trying to build their family with love and trust. They see each other as a friend, lover, enemy, critic, and all, but allow each other to have space for mistakes and time to correct them. Until one day, on the day of the man's 26th birthday, they were happy and looking forward to celebrating the husband's birthday after the wife off from work. He escorted his pregnant wife, and then he told her he would just refuel his motorcycle. After a few minutes, the wife received a call informing her that her dear husband met an accident and he is in the hospital. That day was the longest day of her life. She watches him while he struggles in the hospital. He can't talk, but his eyes are saying, "Sorry for what happened." The sadness in his eyes were like daggers that struck her straight into her heart. At that time, they said, he has blood clot in his head and his liver is severely damaged. Watching all his sufferings that causes his life is the worst experience in the couple's life. The wife was devastated. She felt lost and alone because for the first time in her life, she doesn't know what to do or how to survive. The man is her only comfort, the only man she trusted other than her own father. Raising her 7-year-old boy, 5-year-old baby girl, and the one inside her belly is the biggest problem for her at that time. Every night she's crying, tormented by the pain and loneliness for her husband. But during the day, she is transformed into a lively and energetic mother to help her children overcome the pain, while inside she is hurting, seeing the kids every day longing for the love of their father, while her eldest son refuses to perform in school because his father, who promised to bring him to school every day, is gone forever. She chose to show them that life is still beautiful, to protect them by waking up every day and showing them tons of reasons to go on and pursue the dreams she and her husband dreamed together. She did everything in her power to endure all the pains and still smile, even if it hurts her more inside, as if she's hugging them and smiling, while there are millions of gathers and stop wounds on her back just to give them more hopes and forget the pain of losing their father. As years passed by, the children witnessed how people judged, mocked, and ridiculed their mother. She managed to encourage her children to become the better version of themselves by trusting and empowering them, allowing them to see how she managed to live and still achieve things despite their situation. She never hides secrets from them, whether it be financial or anything about their family and situation. She even asked for their opinion and allowed them to help her solve problems. The eldest son now realized that he must concentrate on growing and learning, because his mother showed him how she used all her pains as an inspiration to climb the ladder of success. Despite the hardship of raising the three of them, Mom managed to finish her master's and doctorate degree. For example, leads her children to strive even on their own little ways, and it helps them see another side of life in a lighter note. Many people admired her children for many things, because at their young age, they can run the house without their mother's supervision. They can even transact in the bank and more. They truly become independent in many ways, but always have ears for their mother. They all turn to be a support system of one another. Although there are conflicts sometimes. You may say this is not a good example of leadership, but as for me, I believe leadership starts at home. Many people nowadays sought for power, but be a leader, which makes life very challenging. In an environment full of people aspiring to be a leader, life becomes a competition, and everything that lies in it are just mini course. Course they must triumphantly finish. At some point, I think it's good, for it brings out the best in an individual. But somehow, there are consequences, because instead of people working together, they tend to showcase they are better than the others. I think allowing this in an institution or group will later result to failure, or if not, low performance. That is why I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm more afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion, just like Alexander the Great. Honestly thinking, I believe that we are all leaders. We just don't see how, because we are always looking for something something more extravagant and prestigious. We don't realize that in life we are a leader, and that every day we should lead ourselves towards betterment. We also lead our families and everything we have. Every day we are dealing with all our problems, our what ifs, our insecurities, doubts, fears, and all. That sometimes stops us from doing and achieving success. But at the end of the day, we should all be like a lion, strong, protective, brave, and willing to fight, like hunters. Hunters who is willing to hunt for whatever things his family, group, or organizations need. We also we are also group members, a part of a pride, someone who, no matter how tough the situation, always finds a way to be cheerful, someone who is mindful of the fact that he must safeguard his own and his group's pride. He knows how to put together a cohesive group, no matter how big or small it is. We should also be loners in big scheme of things. Just like us lions are not hanging out with all the other animals, but rather hang out sometimes completely alone, or mostly with just a few other lions. We sometimes need to separate ourselves. We need time to think and evaluate our actions, analyze things and people around us. A leader must be vigilant in guarding his path. He should learn to separate those who are just selfish or those who might be a threat to his people or group in general. Those that might cause trouble or pain to his people. Now, if you will ask me why I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion, well, the reason is simple. Because for me, even if your people are those that others think are the weakest, you can still succeed. Because a great leader can turn them into their best version. Of course, with proper supervision and guidance. Besides, it's better to have someone who is weak or a beginner with a good heart than to have someone with an excellent skill but a rotten heart. Because, like the follower, I mean, just like the leader, the followers are as important as the leader. The two should complement each other, but more importantly, the leader should know how to empower his people and help them to grow and become the person they are dreaming to be. If you will ask, the wife in the story is the younger version of me, and the children are my kids, the souls entrusted to me by God. And these kids represent the students and fellows in our lives as a leader. We are not supposed to choose them because they are the best, the strongest, or they can help lift us up. But instead, we must be strong to protect them and wise to mold them. Our honest feedback and sincere intentions will be felt and truly shine. This will serve as their lights at times they are having troubles and difficulty doing their task. So when people ask me how I manage to survive despite all the waves of life that comes my way, I always say, I don't know. Because I actually don't know. I never thought about it. I'm always busy including myself. That I don't have time criticizing others and how I manage to survive while they don't. But now while writing this, I realize that it's the light in my heart, the light coming from God and the hopes and trust of people who believes in me, those that were entrusted in me, those people who relies on me. I always listen with curiosity. I try to speak with honesty and act with integrity at all times. Just like Roy T. Bennett says, we should not listen to reply. When we listen with curiosity, we don't listen with the intent to reply. We listen for what's behind the words. As a leader is a giver, a source of light, a protector, and an inspiration. He is the one who sets goals and help his people believe they can reach that goal. He is the anchor that keeps them still despite the challenges thrown at their feet. They are working not to impress, but to guide those who are weak, providing his people the right compliment and criticisms at the right time, with the purest intention to squeeze out the best in them. They are happy when his people achieve something and encourage them to dream even more. Leaders are the first one to give their people the right amount of trust and support. He is the one who spends time to know his people, not just to know their strengths, but also to discover their shortcomings and weaknesses, because the leader and his people are one. Therefore, if he can get his people to do the greatest things, he is a great leader. And that should be the educational leader of tomorrow. Just like what Ronald Reagan once said, The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. Good day, everyone, and let us all bring out the leaders of tomorrow in us.